Thank you for staying with us. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has filed new criminal charges against Godwin Emefiele, former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria. The 26-count charge borders on accepting gratification, accepting gifts through agents, corruption, receipt of property fraudulently obtained, and conferring corrupt advantage on his associates. Mr. Emefiele will be arraigned today before Ramanu Shodi, judge of Ikeja High Court in Lagos. And we will definitely be bringing you details of that. But joining us in the studio to look at the many troubles of the former CBN governor is a lawyer and public affairs analyst, Tunji Abdulhamid. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, and thank you for having me. Good morning.
Now, this new count charge is coming on the heels of the president closing that investigation by Jim Obaze and his team. And there are those who are asking, where are these charges springing up from? We have seen an array of charges against this former CBN governor. Why is it that we cannot put everything together? We keep seeing new charges, perhaps on a weekly basis, or something just springing up one way or the other. Help Nigerians better understand how the judiciary system is trying to manage this case.
Thank you for having me once again. You see, ordinarily, you have to complete your investigation before arresting a suspect or bringing a suspect into your custody. What we do in our country is a situation whereby you arrest the suspect, then you start looking for evidence. So, and by our law, we are not supposed to keep somebody beyond a certain period of time, 24 hours, 48 hours.
Right.
So because in order to beat that particular, not to be in violation of that law, they want to charge him to bring something to court, to say, look, it's before the court. It is no longer within our hand. We are not the one that kept him against his will. It is by virtue of the order of the court. That is why sometimes they rush to court to ensure that, look, they have an order to detain him or to even give him, maybe he will be granted bail from the court. So that is the essence of why you see this different, they will file a charge today, tomorrow will be amended, because the proper steps were not taken before going to court, or the cases were not, in some cases, adequately looked into. And that's why you can see that kind of a rush. You remember that he was first of all charged to court on the issue of ammunition or whatever, and thereafter he was withdrawn, and then they was taken out. Another one was filed again that he used his position to acquire a contract for certain people and all those things. Then thereafter, I think the matter is still before the court, but it's still on there. So now that this is supposed to be the proper thing. There is an investigation going on. You ought to have concluded an investigation and then file a charge. Probably this new charge are based on the
outcome of the investigation.
Probably, because I say probably because maybe they were of the known before us. The report was presented how many days ago?
To the president?
About a week or so ago. So if you want to do a thorough judge, I expect that they will look at it critically, study it before rushing into court. And that I say probably. It may not be because of that. Maybe they have their own this one before. Maybe another charges may come up based on this report.
So if you are looking at it based on, for instance, now we are assuming that perhaps based on the report that was just recently presented to the president, is it too early to say that they could have narrowed down some of these issues and brought them before the court, or you think that we might still see other charges even after now?
It was a report that was brought, not investigation per se by the police. When you want to prosecute, it is not the Basi and Koda who do the prosecution.
Absolutely.
It is a police. So those who want to do the execution also have to go through the paper, see what are there, and and then we are not this what's it called? Outcome of this investigation is not generally open to the public.
Absolutely.
Now. And that's why we are not able to.
That's why I
said probably it may not be this new charge may not be based on those investigations. But if it's based on that investigation, I think for me it's too rush for me. It's not too because you don't rush to court just because you want to go to court. You have to do your thing properly. Do diligent investigation. Diligent will give you diligent and oriented result in court. Because most time we just blame the judges for nothing. We say the judges don't do the right thing because the judges on their own cannot rely on what they read on newspaper. They cannot rely on sentiment that people say, Emefiele should be hanged.
Is the evidence brought before them?
It is evidence before them. If you have a case and it's properly open to everybody, and it's not even open to the court will not rely on what is open to everybody outside. It will only rely on what is before the court. And that's why sometimes when we are examining cases before the court, we don't know what are before the court. We don't know what they file. And sometimes we just take our position based on what we hear. That sometimes misleads the public in thinking that the court has done the wrong thing. Because we rely on the information being given to us by other people.
Do you not think that perhaps there is wisdom behind, arresting, charging to court while you're also doing some other investigation as regards the fact that someone who probably might have committed, some infractions might think, yes, these people will come after me, and then in that process, the person might bolt, and maybe that's the reason why they tarry, taking him to court and, seeking more revelations as to what they need to charge him with. Do you not see the wisdom behind that? You see, in some countries where things are done in the way it should be done. Yeah, when they know you have committed, you are a suspect, and they are looking for you, or you have done something that is wrong. There will be eyes on you. Wherever you go, they monitor you, and then they will know when and when you are to. But you know how it might be if you are out of the country, to extradite such person might be very difficult.
No, once you have a kind of he's a suspect, you give his name out at the airport. This man must not travel. Should not be allowed to travel because of so and so.
Oh, so what happened recently?
What happened?
They can go through the land borders. They can disguise.
So what we are saying,
we saw that at some point they said
okay. What we are saying now is that we are saying we don't have that capacity. That's what we are saying. It's an indictment on our indictment that we don't have a secure border, we don't have a secure arrangement. We cannot be sure of anything. Anything can just happen. That's what we are saying. And that's why I said in a country where things are done the way it should be done, they will not they will not arrest you first. And so that arresting you first without evidence will put more pressure on them to quickly do whatever they do to go to court. And in that regard, they may not even do the proper thing, and they may not get the right result from the court. I think, yes, the investigation report is out now, and I believe if they look at that report very well, they will get it. I have always been of the opinion that, look, there's no way you want to charge anybody that is alleged of corruption or unlawful enrichment of public funds without going through the document and without going to do a forensic analysis of the accounts. Most times we don't see this. You don't see them prepare this account analysis before the court to say, look, this is what he has done, this is what he has done, this is how this happened. They just want to go there and say, so thing happened. And you see, what is happening to Mr. Emefiele is a lesson to everybody. It's a lesson to all the people who believe they are the most powerful in the country, or they are very big or whatever. It shows that, look, power is transient, and that no man is above the law. Yes, you just want to. You can see what is happening to it. 2 years ago, if anybody says this man will be in this manner, people will say no. This is what during the former presidential regime, President Buhari regime. He was one of the most important and the most powerful officers in the day. And he seemed today being dragged from one. I hope he will not, after this one, there won't be another charge against him. Because from what I'm seeing, a lot of things is hanging on his head.
But that's why some persons have said that perhaps he alone shouldn't be answering to these questions. That there are others who aided him in whatever it is been said that he had done. And so these other persons should also be brought to book, held to account.
I am one of those who believe in that too. I'm one of those who believe that, look, if you are talking about CBN as a whole, we're not talking about individual, or except what they are saying that in our agency, parastatals, or institution, one man determines everything. That's when we can say, maybe probably. But ordinarily, if you are going by the system, if there's a check and balances, there are other things that we do. For example, I don't see how the former president should not be questioned regarding this Emefiele issue, because most of these things he said, sometimes he will say he got approval from the president. So it's not for them to say just because he says so, and then they will not believe him and this and that. They must question the former president to come and ascertain whether or not this is true or this is not true. So, or the CBN, I'm aware they have a board.
Yes.
So how can he be the only one man that is doing? Or except they are saying, look, whatever all the things he did, other people were not carried along. Probably that is the case here. That he did it on his own.
And since he said he got the approval of the president,
without even involving other people, because it was one of the allegations against him in this 26 count charge now is that abuse of a public office, that he took advantage of his office to award contract to people without any bid. So probably the proper procedures were not being followed by him. Probably, and that exposes it shows that we don't have a system that can check anybody. If you are in a position, you can do anything the way you like. So for me, he should not be the only person that should be questioned here. In fact, even the fact that he was able to do it alone without carrying other people along, the question should be asked: why are you people? What are you doing? If that contract is awarded, money will be released.
And then the contractors, where are they?
Exactly. Exactly. At least those things that will be done, it will be released by somebody. Something will happen. Why the question? I know some of the things cannot be done except this board approval. Some of the things cannot be done by him except that presidential approval. Where are they? Where were you when these things have been done?
And part of the things that were actually thrown up, in all of this, forth and back, was the issue of allegations of forgery of the document, president's signature. Yeah. And, it was like, yeah, you did it, I didn't do it, I wasn't involved and all of that. So
that was the matter before. That is the matter before the Federal High Court now. Yeah,
so where I'm actually going is that how dangerous do you consider this peradventure? Any government appointees, does this in the sense that if it's easy for anyone to, I'm not saying that he did it, but I'm saying that if it's something to go by, if it's true, what implication do you think this might have on governance? Not talking about the federal government, not just at federal government, but also at subnational levels.
It's a serious case that we need to look into because it shows that just one man can just sit down anywhere and do whatever he wants to do. And then I've always been asking this question. Does it mean that, though I'm not an economist, I don't know how it works, that if CBN governor can do this and do that and just say we are printing so amount of money, how do we ascertain that this is exact figure or exact money that's been carried out? If you are saying he can do things alone without other people knowing, that means he can also do other things that are very dangerous than this, that people will not know. That means he can just on his own print money and give it to himself, and we will not know or will not even understand how it happened. And people who are supposed to check him will come and say, we are not aware, he did it on his own.
They chose to just, look elsewhere and just...
Exactly. That's complicit in this. In other words, those who were aware of it, who did not say anything, are also should also be questioned, and as to why did you not say anything when this is happening? They won't tell me that it's only him that was aware of that thing. They will not tell me that no file was sent to anybody to approve. They won't ask me questions as they won't tell me that, look, when he was doing this, it was only him that carried the file from point 1 to the end of the transaction that happened. There are people involved in it. How are they not being questioned? Why are they not being asked to come and answer questions? I see, and that's why some people will tell you is the former CBN governor is being victimized, he's doing this and that. We don't have to go that room. Whether he's victimized or not, did you do what they say you have done?
That's a major issue.
Because that's what we do in this country. Rather than look at what they have done, you'll be saying, maybe Mr. So did it. He did not do anything. Must you also do what Mr. A did that was not questioned? So the question should be, did you do it or did you not do it? It's going to be difficult for Mr. Emefiele to wriggle out of this.
Why do you think so?
Because of this situation. I said so because this report of what's it called, Obase, from what we have hearing, I'm not hearing any other person's name apart from Mr. Emefiele, and I believe that there will be other questions in those reports that has not been inputted in these charges. So I still believe that more charges may be coming his way.
Now,
study of that report.
So at the end of the day, because as a result of the decisions he took at that time, so many things happened to a lot of businesses. A lot of persons lost family members, and as a result of those decisions.
Could that be, are you talking about the monetary whatever?
Monetary,
Yeah,
I'm looking at
the
monetary decisions he made
and the after effects.
and the after effects. That's where I'm going.
My own area in that regard, my own position is that look, if it's about monetary decision that he made and it was wrongly done in terms of execution, that will not be his fault. If that is the case, all government officers who have been making decisions and they have been going wrong, should be questioned then. And especially when the former president openly said that I approved it. And that former president that approved it.
But at the same time, he said it was actually made to believe that that was the right thing to do.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He has so many advisors. Who made him to believe? Where are these people? Why are they not being charged? Who are those that deceived him to sign it? And the fact that he was
Should we call it deceit?
No, he does. He said he was made to.
No, because you mentioned who are those who deceived him. That you just said that, and I'm wondering, was he deceived?
No,
You
if I
cannot
go
say
by
the
what he
president
said,
was-
he said he was convinced.
He was convinced.
Oh, he was made to believe that it was good for us.
Yes.
And so that was the wrong judgment. That would not be an offense as far as I'm concerned. Our law. Not joining of policy. If you bring out a policy and the policy turn out to be something else, you cannot blame the person who brought it out if he didn't go contrary to any law. If the proper steps were taken before that decision were put out, if those things that are supposed to be done were done, and then the execution of that policy became something else, that would not be his fault. That should not be blamed on him. That would not be an offense. I'm not aware that's an offense under our law, and I'm not aware he's been charged for any of those infractions regarding monetary
policies that
in terms of a change of our money or something like that.
Right. I just referred to that because a lot of Nigerians are still reeling from the effect of.
That's why most Nigerians have issue against him.
Of course.
they're not even pitying him.
Anyway, let's come back to the issue because the Nigerians, I know we cannot preempt the decisions of the court as it is because the case is to go before the court today. But then what should we be expecting as the court looks through the charges today? Because you had said earlier on that you just hope that there are no other charges that will spring up again after this one.
Because it is now, he has about 3 cases or so on his neck, different courts, federal high court, state high court, and whatever. Yeah. So I'm not sure that's the end of those cases. He probably has still more than he bargained for. Unfortunately, this is Nigeria. Anything can change in the field of...
just like that, on this matter?
Anything can change. Have you not heard that this man has been released? This man, they call kidnapper. They say,
why do me?
Yes.
Why do me?
He has been released. This is Nigeria for you. So anything can happen. That's how our fight against corruption is not working.
Hasn't he served this time? He has served this time.
He hasn't, according to, he said was given 7 years.
But we know that the timing it's not always 12 months.
What we are told he was released. I'm not sure whether he has. We are told. What I know is that he has 2 or so years to.
But we know that the calendar year.
If he has used his time.
For prison,
it's
not 12 months.
But what I'm hearing is that he still has some years to use in prison.
Perhaps those persons are using the regular.
Anyway, like say what will happen in court today? We are not looking at the merit of the case. We are just looking at the procedures.
That's right.
Right.
And then so because the matter is in court today, when they go to court, he will be called upon to come and answer to his counts. In other words, he will be put before the court. The count will be read out to him. In other words, Mr. Emefiele, you are on so and so. You are told that 1, 2, 3, 26. All will be read to him, and he will be asked to plea or to take a position on each of the plea. In other words, to either accept or deny. That's why he say either he plead guilty or I'm not guilty. He may even not even go that way. That may not even happen. He may even say he wants to challenge the decision of the court, and that could also stop the arraignment today. So there are a lot of steps to take. So whatever happened before the court today, it will determine what step, the next step that will happen in terms of the proceeding. But today, the first thing they want to do today is to just bring it before the court to either accept whether or not to read the charge to him and to confirm whether he's guilty or not, or he's not guilty. If that is, if whatever plea is made, if he says he's not guilty, then the matter will be adjourned for trial. And if they are ready, they can even start today. You can do it as a accelerated hearing. You can prepare and start and say, bring your witnesses. So I just hope that the government is ready and they have their witnesses and they have their evidences. I don't want it. It's a situation where when you drag cases, the person that is even, your sentiment will be drawn to that person because of the way it's been done. So let's do the right thing so that the people will not see it as a being.
Do you think the government is not ready?
No, I'm not saying so.
You mentioned that you.
I hope the government is ready.
Yes.
Yes, and because I know
it must be based on something.
Yeah,
That's
because of that incident of what I've been seeing before now. Right. This is not the first one. The one that is in Abuja, we have been told, most time we have been told is government are not ready or something happened, and that's why the matter could not go on or something happened. Or it's being withdrawn, or they want to amend, or this and that. If amendment is you amend it, it's an evidence that you are not prepared, or you are not the thing was not well thought out before you put it out. That's why you come before the court, before the side of the case, you are talking about amendment. It shows that you are not prepared. You are not. You didn't do the right thing in the first place.
With all of these allegations, being those that are amended, those that are thrown up, and how we also saw the way the previous administration, run its governance, especially when it comes to monetary policies, those of which affected Nigerians, some positively, others, badly, negatively. If there were anything to go by, would you, what could one want to say, or what do you think, what could make one want to indulge in this kind of, dealings and all of those things that has been said? And was that not a slap on the former president's administration, the Buhari-led administration?
It is seriously, it is a serious slap on the former administration. In fact, it shows that there is a lot of a lacuna or gap in the administration of the last regime. In other words, there is no adequate check and balances. Everybody does doing whatever they like, and they do whatever they want to do, and then this is why this could happen. This is why a Ex-CBN governor could do what they say he has done. He's been alleged of abuse of office, or to the tune of allocating billions of dollars. That would be trillion to individuals of his choice, and collecting a gratification based on that. Where were the people who are supposed to check him? Or are we saying he's on his own and he doesn't have any check and balances? Or are we saying that all the things that he does, he can do it alone without any other? So it's a slap on our system generally, not even the last administration. Generally, I just hope, because we are talking about Emefiele today, I just hope tomorrow we'll not be talking about another person when he's out of the office, because it appears this is the way all of them operate. That once you are in that aim of affair, you are left alone. You are the one in charge. And that was common in the last administration, that the people, even to the extent that people said, look, the president doesn't care. Once he appoints you, and he leaves you to do whatever you want to do. There are procedures, there are processes.
Because of the trust the president has.
It's not about, there are steps, there are processes. You must ensure, this is why you have to supervise, to ensure that they are following the right processes and the due processes that are supposed to be followed. If you leave them to do whatever they want to do, some other people will do what most of these people will talk about. You take trust. How many of them, you didn't know one of them before they were appointed? You can't know them in person. Absolutely. All of them. So these are people that are recommended to you.
That's right.
And then, so you cannot say, even if you trust, you see, there are some people, you have not seen this kind of money before. By the time you see that kind of money, your thinking and your program will change. And then you will not be able to even understand yourself again.
Perhaps don't you think we need to now begin to review our laws, so that, public office holders would definitely
can be held to account
after, especially when it comes to the highest level, the highest job, the toughest job in the land, talking about the president's office. So if you look at what is happening in South Africa, Jacob Zuma, also go to Egypt, is it Mohamed Morsi, serving his time and all of that. Do you not feel that there is need to be able to hold former president accountable for their wrong deeds, that we know that this was an obvious wrong decisions that you've taken?
We do respect, I want to say that, look, I don't believe law is our problem. I've always been of the opinion that we have enough law in this country to deal with our situation. What we are lacking in this country is political will and the capacity to deal with the issue on ground. We have a lot of sentiment is put in the enforcement of our law. When you are enforcing law in a way that, you see, like, no, there's nothing in our law which says when you are in a position you must do things against at your own way and the way you like it, or abuse your office. All laws frown against it. If it's not frowned against in our law, Mr. Emefiele will not be charged to court today because no offense will have been committed.
Absolutely.
So it shows that it's covered by law. Because those who are supposed to enforce it are not doing their job. They are not doing their job. The political sentiments, ethnic sentiment, and other sentiments are also, and that's why I say I disagree with all, with due respect to the elders who are going about talking about new constitution. I disagree with them. The current constitution is not our problem. I'm not saying there's no lacuna in that constitution. I'm not saying that that constitution is perfect. I'm not saying there's no error in it. But if you implement that constitution, 40% of it, the ways it should be enforced, we'll get our result. What we need to work on is our attitude. It's the way and manner we do things. If somebody is there and he sees himself as above the law, not following the law, how do you control him? How do you blame that on the law? The law did not say the police should just say because you are a rich man, this is the way you'll be treated when you are arrested. And then because you are a poor man, this is the way you'll be. There's nothing in our law that says so. But we are seeing that in practice. The constitution did not say, look, because you are a political leader or you have influence, when you commit offense, you should be treated differently. It's not so. But we are seeing those happening. The constitution did not say the state should sit on top of the money belonging to the local government. That is happening, and nothing is happening.
So it's a matter of morality.
It's a matter of attitude and morality, and because the people are not being punished for going contrary to the constitution, and that's why we are seeing there is no law that says, look, once you defect from a particular party to another party, you retain your seat. But we are seeing it today. So if anybody tells me and say it's our constitution that is the problem, I bet to disagree. Go and do constitutions, do new constitutions severally, and behave the way we are behaving. We will arrive at the same result.
How do we begin to condition our minds? Because the future generation is watching everything that is being done by those who are at the helm of affairs, by leaders, those who are holding one position or the other, and are wondering, since this is the way we are doing things, perhaps let me also get my opportunity. And there are those who have said, because I also got the opportunity, I saw those who were ahead of me doing this same thing. That is why I got there and I'm doing this thing to eat my own part of the cake as it is. So when will we break this circle? Because the interest of the nation should be above anything else as it is. If you are holding office, you are to serve the interest of the people, to move the nation forward. But this matter that you have raised is really an issue.
I sympathize with your position here because I sympathize with your position in the sense that, look, I don't know who to even blame, whether the leadership of the country or the followers, because they are all in it. In other words, what I'm trying to say is that the attitude of all average leader that you are seeing is the attitude of average Nigerians. Yeah. Just like you said, everybody, they are just waiting for their turn to get their own what's it called? Share of it. And it's unfortunately, again, in our society of today, particularly in this country, the issue of morality is something that is not even considered again. What people look at now is how do you get money. That people don't look at how you get money again. What they're concerned about is you have money. So once you have money, no matter how you get it, they will be giving you honor awards and all those things. Even in our award system, in our national award system, once you are only giving award system because you have a position, not that you have done anything special or exceptional. Once you are giving a ministerial appointment, once you are a governor, once you are a councillor, that's when you are qualified to be to have a national honor. Not because they say, look, when you are a minister or before you became a minister, you have done this exceptional thing so it's about money now. People who get a chieftaincy title today are not people who have done anything exceptional. They're people who have money. So we are taking money as priority. And until we do away with that mindset of money, we may not be able to get it right. And unfortunately, those in leadership who are supposed to also control this, who are supposed to say, some of them, they have enough. And they are still acquiring what they don't even need. And that is why people are, the attitude is there. That's so right. Once you have money in this country, you may be seeing, you can see what the electricity tariff is doing. We are being classified into second class and first class citizens. that is the meaning. That's what it means.
Anyway, some people were upgraded.
Whether you upgrade, there's no need for clarification. We are all Nigerians.
Because they have to know those who are willing to pay and those who are unable to.
Have we provided for them and they are not paying?
There are those who want to.
Did you do any survey or any to say, look,
they have done that. They know where their customers are.
Do you want to pay?
They know where their customers are.
No, because they believe that these people have money and they must pay.
All
That's
right.
what they are giving them. We are now first class, second class, and third class, fourth class citizen.
Anyway, well, that's what you're thinking.
That's my thinking. In fact, if I were to be in those
time is
class E or whatever, I will go to court.
Tunji Abdul Hamid, lawyer and public affairs analyst. Thank you for your time on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.